Buckle up for a wild ride when love meets classic cars. Ladies and gentlemen, car enthusiasts and drama lovers, buckle up because you're in for one heck of a ride. Picture this: a man, his dream car, and a girlfriend who's about to turn his world upside down. I'm talking about a shocking car catastrophe that'll make your jaw drop, a relationship wreckage that'll have you screaming at your screen, and a legal showdown that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Trust me, folks, you won't want to miss a single second of this automotive soap opera. Alright, let's set the stage for this wild tale. I'm your average guy with a not-so-average obsession. My beloved 1967 Chevrolet Impala. Now, this isn't just any old car. This four-door beauty is my pride and joy, my weekend warrior, my time machine on wheels. I picked her up back in February 2019, and let me tell you, it was love at first sight. Fast forward a bit, and I've just bought my first house. We're talking a sweet pad with a 2.5 car garage that had my name written all over it. I moved my Impala in faster than you can say carburetor, and before I knew it, that garage was a gearhead's paradise. One bay for the body, another for the chassis, and parts, oh the parts. They were everywhere like a beautiful, oily jigsaw puzzle. Now, enter the girlfriend. Picture this: it's a couple of months ago, the world's gone crazy, and she moves in with me. Romantic, right? Well, hold on to your wrenches, folks, because this is where our story takes a turn for the worse. You see, from day one, my lovely lady and my lovely Impala, oil and water. She hated that car with a passion hotter than a manifold after a quarter-mile run. All she wanted was to park her car in the garage. Can you believe it? I've got 2 acres of prime parking real estate, shady trees, even a barn, but no. It had to be the garage. But hey, I stood my ground. Tough luck, I told her. It's my house, and I can't just snap my fingers and put this beast back together. Little did I know, she had other plans brewing. Buckle up, my friends, because what I'm about to tell you next will shock you to your core. A discovery so mind-blowing, it'll make you question everything you thought you knew about love, trust, and the sacred bond between a man and his project car. There I was living the dream with my new house, my project car, and my girlfriend. I had it all, or so I thought. There I was, happily tinkering away in my garage, surrounded by the sweet smell of motor oil and the promise of a beautifully restored 1967 Impala. I'd spent countless hours planning this restoration. Every paycheck, a chunk went straight into my Impala fund. We're talking over $11,000 invested in this beauty, parts, services, the works. This wasn't just a car. It was my passion, my hobby, my stress relief after a long day at the small local company where I work. Now, my girlfriend? She didn't quite see eye to eye with me on this whole classic car thing. To her, my precious Impala was nothing more than a heap of metal taking up valuable garage space. The arguments were becoming as regular as oil changes. But babe, I'd say, we've got acres of land. Park under the trees. It's nice and shady. But the garage is right there, she'd counter, eyeing my disassembled Chevy like it was her mortal enemy. Little did I know, this garage drama was about to shift into high gear. So there I was, out of town on a business trip. Just a couple of days, nothing major. I come home, and something's off. My girlfriend's all smiles, cooking up a storm, cleaning like a whirlwind. At first I thought, wow, she really missed me. But then I noticed her car wasn't in its usual spot. Weird, right? Being the considerate boyfriend I am, I asked where she parked so I could keep that area tidy. Her response, "Don't worry, honey. I parked in the garage." The garage. The garage. My mind raced. How? Unless. I rushed to the garage, my heart pounding louder than a blown muffler. And there it was, or rather, there it wasn't. My Impala gone. The body, the chassis, all those carefully organized parts, vanished. Turns out, while I was away, my dear, sweet girlfriend had hired some folks to come over and haul everything. And I mean everything related to my car to the local dump. Just like that, my dream, my $11,000 investment scrapped. I was shell-shocked, folks. Absolutely dumbfounded. This wasn't just a car she'd gotten rid of. It was countless hours of work, a significant financial investment, and a dream I'd been nurturing for years. In that moment, I knew 2 things for certain. It was over between us. This wasn't the end of the story. I told her to pack her bags and leave. Yes, I was angry, wouldn't you be? But I also knew I had to take action. So I did what any red-blooded American with a wrongfully scrapped classic car would do. I lawyered up. Now, here's where it gets really wild. Her family and friends? They're blowing up my phone, calling me all sorts of names. According to them, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. It's just a junky car, they say. Just a junky car? Just a junky car. Oh, honey, you've got another thing coming. This junky car was a piece of automotive history, a testament to American engineering, and most importantly, it was mine. But here's the kicker, folks. Remember how I mentioned my new house has security cameras? Well, guess who caught Little Miss? It's just a junky car red-handed on film, letting the scrap guys in and overseeing the whole operation? That's right, yours truly. Add to that the stack of receipts I've kept for every single bolt and washer I've bought for this car. And suddenly, my case is looking prettier than a freshly waxed '67 Impala on a sunny day. My lawyer, he's grinning like a kid in a candy store. We've got the receipts, we've got the footage, and we've got a rock-solid case of you can't just scrap someone else's property, Karen. Am I wrong here for suing my girlfriend? All right, folks, let's recap this wild ride we've been on. We've got a classic car enthusiast, that's me, a girlfriend with a vendetta against vintage vehicles, and a 1967 Impala that met an untimely end at the scrapyard. Add in some family drama, a dash of legal action, and baby, you've got a stew going. Now, I know what you're thinking. Am I wrong here for suing my girlfriend? Well, let me break it down for you. She scrapped $11,000 worth of my property without my consent. She did it behind my back while I was out of town. She showed zero remorse and treated it like she'd done me a favor. I don't know about you, but in my book, that's a big ol' NTA. Not the a-hole, with a side of she better lawyer up. But hey, don't just take my word for it. I want to hear from you. Drop your verdict in the comments below. Was I justified in taking legal action? Or should I have just let my dreams of cruising in a restored Impala rust away in the scrapyard? And if you thought this automotive drama was wild, just wait until you see what's coming up next on this channel. We've got more car calamities, relationship wrecks, and garage grievances than you can shake a dipstick at. So if you want to stay tuned for more high-octane hilarity, smash that subscribe button harder than my ex smashed my dreams of owning a classic Impala. Hit that notification bell to make sure you never miss an episode of Relationships, Engine Trouble Edition. And remember, folks, the next time your significant other suggests a little spring cleaning in the garage, maybe hide the keys to your project car. Just in case. Outro joke. Well, I guess there's one silver lining in all of this. At least now there's plenty of room to park in the garage. Too bad I don't have a car anymore. Stay tuned, keep those engines running, and remember, love may fade, but a classic car is forever, unless your girlfriend has it scrapped. Peace out, gearheads.
Inheritance drama, when family dinner turns into a financial fiasco. Hey there, YouTube fam. Buckle up because I'm about to take you on a wild ride through my New Year's Eve dinner from hell. Picture this. There I was, surrounded by my in-laws, ready to toast to new beginnings when suddenly, bam, I'm hit with the mother of all surprises. Let's just say, my inheritance became the main course, and I was expected to foot the bill for the whole dang table. Talk about a recipe for disaster, am I right? So what's a girl to do when her inheritance pocket becomes everyone else's meal ticket? Well, stick around because you won't believe what went down. Spoiler alert, it involves a silent exit, a 3 a.m. showdown, and enough family drama to fill a whole season of reality TV. All right, let's rewind a bit. I'm your average 32-year-old gal, living my best life, or so I thought. Everything was pretty normal until about a month ago when I inherited some money from my mom. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm grateful, but it's also been a bit of a blessing and a curse, if you know what I mean. The inheritance dilemma. So there I was, sitting on this chunk of change, not really sure what to do with it. I mean, it's not like I won the lottery or anything, but it was enough to make things interesting. Being the responsible adult that I am, stop laughing. I decided to park it in a separate account until I figured out my game plan. New Year's Eve surprise. Fast forward to New Year's Eve. My husband and I decided to ring in the new year with his family at this fancy restaurant downtown. Little did I know, I was walking into a financial ambush. Talk about starting the year with a bang. The Great Escape. Now, I don't want to spoil the ending, but let's just say that dinner ended with me pulling a Houdini and making a quick exit. Was it my finest moment? Maybe not, but was it justified? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. The drama unfolds, a New Year's Eve dinner gone wrong. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm your narrator for this crazy story. a 32-year-old woman who's about to take you on a roller coaster ride of family drama, financial expectations, and the dinner party from hell. I'm not usually one for drama, but when life hands you lemons, sometimes you gotta make a YouTube video. Right? The inheritance dilemma. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the inheritance in the bank account. A few weeks ago, I inherited some money from my mom. It wasn't buy a private island money, but it was enough to make things complicated. Being the cautious person I am, I decided to keep it in a separate account. To avoid the temptation of blowing it all on a life-size chocolate fountain or something equally ridiculous. Little did I know, this decision would set the stage for the dinner party disaster of the century. NYE dinner, expectations versus reality. Picture this, it's New Year's Eve, and I'm getting ready for a night out with my husband and his family. In my head, I'm thinking champagne toasts, silly party hats, and maybe some embarrassing karaoke. Normal family stuff. Reality check. What I got instead was a masterclass in awkward family dynamics and a crash course in how not to handle financial windfalls. Talk about a bait and switch. The inheritance pocket joke that crossed the line. So there we were, all dolled up and ready to party. The conversation was flowing, the appetizers were disappearing, and everything seemed peachy keen. That is, until my mother-in-law dropped the bomb that would set off this whole chain of events. Picture this. She leans across the table, gives me this sly little wink, and says, "So, dear, I guess you'll be paying for dinner out of your inheritance pocket, right?" I swear, you could hear a pin drop. And let me tell you, if looks could kill, my face would have been on America's Most Wanted. But being the class act that I am, or at least trying to be, I kept my cool. On the outside, anyway. Inside, I was a volcano ready to erupt. The silent exit a power move or a mistake? Now, here's where things get interesting. I had a choice to make. I could either blow up and cause a scene, or I could take the high road. So what did I do? I chose option C, the silent exit. Picture this. I calmly finished my meal, paid for my own food and drinks, yeah, just mine, stood up without a word, and walked out of that restaurant like I was strutting down a runway. Was it a power move? A moment of temporary insanity? Or just a classic case of, I can't even deal with this right now? You be the judge. The aftermath, 3 a.m. showdown. Now, you'd think that would be the end of it, right? Oh, how wrong you'd be. Fast forward to 3 a.m., and in storms my husband, looking like he just lost a fight with a hurricane. He's yelling about how I humiliated him and his family, how they were relying on me to pay for their food. Excuse me? And how this was all some elaborate scheme to get back at them for not helping my mom when she was sick. Let me tell you, if eye-rolling burned calories, I'd have lost 10 pounds right then and there. Because, newsflash, this had nothing to do with my mom. This was about respect, boundaries, and not treating someone's inheritance like a all-you-can-eat buffet ticket. So now, here we are. My husband's mad, his family's mad, and I'm sitting here wondering if I'm taking crazy pills. Apparently, I've caused this huge rift in the family, all because I wouldn't shell out for one fancy dinner. But here's the thing. It's not about the money. It's about the expectation, the assumption. The audacity to think that just because I inherited some cash, I'm suddenly responsible for bankrolling everyone's good time. And let's not even get into how my husband's been hinting, not so subtly, might I add, about how I should spend my inheritance. Last time I checked, we didn't inherit anything. I did. And call me crazy, but I think I should have a say in how it's used. The epic finale. Was I right or just hangry? All right, let's break this down one last time. Inherited some money? Check. Ambushed at a family dinner? Check. Expected to foot the bill for everyone? Check. Pulled off a ninja-level silent exit? Double check. The verdict, am I wrong here or the GOAT? So here's the million-dollar question, or in this case, the price of dinner question. Am I the bad guy here? Was I wrong to walk out on my in-laws during our NYE dinner? Should I have just sucked it up and paid for everyone's meal? Look, I'm not saying I handled it perfectly. Maybe a quiet, no thank you would have sufficed. But in the heat of the moment, with everyone's eyes on me and that inheritance pocket comment ringing in my ears, I did what felt right. My life lessons from this dinner drama. So what can we learn from this dinner party disaster? A few things. Money changes everything. especially family dynamics. Clear communication is key. Looking at you, husband. It's okay to set boundaries, even if it makes people uncomfortable. Never underestimate the power of a dramatic exit. Well, there you have it, folks. The Great New Year's Eve Restaurant Rebellion. Was I right? Am I wrong here? I'll let you decide. But one thing's for sure. Family dinners will never be the same again. If you enjoyed this roller coaster of family drama, inheritance shenanigans, and restaurant rebellions, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, with my family, there's bound to be more where this came from. And hey, drop a comment below. Have you ever been in a similar situation? How would you have handled it? I'm dying to know. Until next time, this is your favorite dinner party rebel, signing off. Remember, when life gives you lemons, sometimes you gotta squeeze them in someone's eye and make a run for it.
The Great Milk Switcheroo, when roommate drama gets dairy. Hey there, YouTube. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, am I the bad guy here? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because today's story is going to curdle your brain. Picture this: a missing milk mystery, a lactose-intolerant roommate, and a dairy-based revenge plot. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around, because this tale of roommate drama is about to get utterly ridiculous. The Milk Switcheroo, a roommate's revenge. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Am I Wrong Here, the show where we dive into life's juiciest dilemmas and figure out who's really stirring the pot. I'm your host, and boy, do I have a story for you today. Today's burning question: am I wrong for switching to regular milk to prove my lactose-intolerant roommate keeps stealing from me? I know, it sounds like a bad sitcom plot, but trust me, this is 100% real life, folks. Let me set the scene for you. Picture 3 guys sharing an apartment. We've got me, the victim, Randy, the alleged milk thief, and our other roommate, the Switzerland of this dairy dispute. We split the bills, we each buy our own groceries, and we label everything in the fridge. Sounds perfect, right? Wrong. For almost a year now, I've been living in the twilight zone of disappearing food. My clearly labeled leftovers, vanishing into thin air. My gallon of almond milk, emptying faster than I can say calcium deficiency. And at the center of this culinary crime spree, you guessed it, Randy, my lactose-intolerant roommate. Now, let me paint you a picture of our little home sweet home. It's your typical bachelor pad, mismatched furniture, a few movie posters, and a fridge that's seen better days. We've got a system, you know? Everyone buys their own food, we label our stuff, and we respect each other's space. It's like the United Nations of food storage in there. But lately, our kitchen has turned into a game of who stole the cookie from the cookie jars. Except in this case, it's who stole the almond milk from the fridge. And let me tell you, it's been driving me nuts. So here's the deal. I'm an almond milk guy. I like the taste, it's good for my gains, and it lasts forever. Or at least, it should last forever. But in our apartment, it's like my almond milk has sprouted legs and is walking itself out of the fridge. I'd come home from work, ready to enjoy a nice, cold glass of almond milk, only to find the carton mysteriously lighter than I left it. At first, I thought maybe I was going crazy. Maybe I was sleepwalking and chugging almond milk in the middle of the night. Hey, stranger things have happened. But then I started noticing other things. My leftover lasagna, gone. My pre-packed lunch for tomorrow, vanished. It was like living with a food-stealing ghost. Now, I'm not one to point fingers, but come on. There were only 3 of us in the apartment, and I knew I wasn't eating my own food in my sleep. Our other roommate barely touched the fridge, living off a diet of takeout and protein shakes. That left only one suspect, Randy. I tried to be cool about it at first. Dropping subtle hints like, hey, has anyone seen my lasagna? I could have sworn I left it right here. But Randy? He played dumb like it was an Olympic sport. So, I decided to confront him directly. Randy, I said, are you using my almond milk? And you know what he did? He looked me dead in the eye and said,
Dude, I'm lactose intolerant. Why would I drink your milk?
Oh, the audacity. The sheer nerve of this guy. We had more arguments than a political debate show. Every time I brought it up, Randy would deny it, tell me I was imagining things, or suggest I was bad at math. Me, bad at math. The nerve. The lactose trap. After nearly a year of this dairy drama, I'd had enough. It was time to catch this milk thief red-handed. Or should I say milk-handed? So I hatched a plan. A plan so diabolical, so cunning, it would make Sherlock Holmes proud. I decided to switch out my almond milk for regular, dairy-filled, lactose-loaded cow juice. Picture this, it's a quiet Friday night. I sneak out to the liquor store, buy a gallon of whole milk, and perform the great switcheroo. I emptied what was left of my almond milk, poured in the regular milk, and placed it back in the fridge, looking all innocent. Oh, the trap was set. Now, all I had to do was wait. Explosive aftermath. The next day, Saturday, I come home from work, and the apartment is eerily quiet. Too quiet. I walk into the kitchen, and there's Randy, looking like he's seen a ghost. Or should I say, like he's seen the porcelain throne, a few too many times? His face was pale, his eyes were wild, and he looked. Well, let's just say he looked like a man who'd spent some quality time in the bathroom. And then the explosion happened. Not that kind of explosion, thank goodness, but a verbal one. Randy started yelling at me, his face turning redder by the second. "What the hell did you do to your milk?" he screamed. "I've been stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes with the worst diarrhea of my life." Now, I could have played dumb. I could have acted all innocent. But you know what? I was done with the games. So, I just looked him straight in the eye and said, "So, you're the one who's been stealing my milk." Oh boy, if I thought he was mad before. This was a whole new level. Randy went nuclear. He started ranting about how he only sometimes used my milk and ate my food. But get this, he was more upset about me switching the milk than the fact that he'd been caught red-handed. I tried to explain. I told him I wouldn't have done this if he'd just stopped taking my stuff, or at least owned up to it, instead of making me feel like I was losing my mind. But Randy wasn't having it. He was too busy being outraged at my betrayal. Our other roommate, who'd been silently watching this dairy drama unfold, finally chimed in. And you know what? He thought it was hilarious. He even high-fived me for finally catching Randy in the act. Moral dilemma, right or wrong? Now, here's where things get tricky. I told some of my buddies about what happened, expecting them to back me up. But to my surprise, a few of them thought I was in the wrong. Can you believe it? They said I shouldn't have poisoned Randy, that two wrongs don't make a right, and all that jazz. But come on, was I really wrong here? I mean, I didn't force him to drink the milk. He stole it, just like he'd been doing for months. So, now I'm turning to you, my dear viewers. Am I wrong here? Was my dairy deception a step too far? Or was it a justifiable way to catch a thief? The verdict: am I wrong here or just dairy clever? Alright folks, let's milk this story for all it's worth and wrap things up. We've got a classic tale of roommate rivalry here. The case of the disappearing almond milk, the lactose-intolerant milk thief, and the great milk switcheroo of the decade. On one hand, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have trapped Randy with regular milk. But on the other hand, he'd been stealing my food for months, lying to my face, and making me question my own sanity. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, or in this case, fight theft with dairy. If there's one thing we can take away from this cheesy situation, it's that communication is key. Well, that, and maybe invest in a mini fridge with a padlock if you've got sticky-fingered roommates. Now it's your turn. Have you ever dealt with a food-stealing roommate? What's your craziest roommate story? Drop those tales in the comments below. I bet we could make a whole series out of your roommate horror stories. And hey, if you enjoyed this milky madness, don't forget to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and ring that bell. You don't want to miss out on our next episode where we dive into more of life's crazy dilemmas. Until next time, this is your host signing off. Remember, folks, in the game of roommate roulette, sometimes you've got to be dairy clever to come out on top.
The glowing dress dilemma, wedding drama under black light. Have you ever been accused of wearing white to a wedding? Well, buckle up, folks, because I've got a story that'll make you question everything you know about wedding fashion faux pas. Visualize this. A beautiful wedding, a yellow dress, and suddenly, bam! I'm the villain of the night. How, you ask? 2 words, black lights. Trust me, you won't want to miss this roller coaster of a tale. It's got drama, it's got confusion, and it might just make you think twice about your next wedding outfit choice. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's dive into the wildest wedding story you've ever heard. Alright, let's set the scene. There I was, all dolled up for my close friend's wedding. I'm talking overseas trip, excitement through the roof, the whole shebang, and my outfit? A dress so yellow it would make Big Bird jealous. We're talking Belle from Beauty and the Beast yellow, Bumblebee yellow. The kind of yellow that screams fun wedding guest, not attention-seeking bride wannabe. But oh boy, did the universe have other plans for me that night. Little did I know, my sunny choice was about to cause a storm. Spoiler alert, it involves black lights, angry bridesmaids, and a whole lot of confusion. Stick around, because I'm about to take you on a journey that'll make you laugh, gasp, and maybe even question the very fabric of wedding etiquette. Are you ready? Let's go. Imagine this. I'm standing in front of the mirror, twirling in my gloriously yellow dress. I'm talking canary yellow, folks, the kind of yellow that makes you think of sunshine, lemonade, and all things happy. I do a final check. Is this appropriate for a wedding? I ask myself. The answer seems obvious. It's not white, it's not flashy, it's just yellow. I show it to my husband, my friends, even my cat. Okay, maybe not the cat. Everyone agrees. It's perfect. I'm feeling confident, excited, ready to celebrate my friend's big day. Little did I know, this dress was about to become the star of its own drama. Fast forward to the wedding. The ceremony? Beautiful. The cocktail hour? Delightful. The dinner? Delicious. I'm getting compliments left and right on my dress. Even the bride, yes, the bride herself, tells me multiple times how much she loves it. I'm on cloud 9, feeling like I've nailed this whole wedding guest thing. But then as the night progresses and the dance floor heats up, the venue decides to kick things up a notch. They dim the lights and suddenly, bam! Black lights flood the room. And just like that, my world turns upside down. You see, under these magical, mischievous black lights, my sunshine yellow dress suddenly looks white. That's right, folks. My carefully chosen, universally approved yellow dress is now glowing like a beacon of bridely white under these treacherous lights. Talk about a plot twist. Now, you'd think this would just be a funny little moment, right? A laugh, maybe a joke about me being a glowing guest. Oh, how naive I was. Enter stage left, an angry member of the wedding party. She marches up to me, face like thunder, and drops the bombshell. "You need to leave," she says. "Your dress is white and inappropriate." I'm stunned, flabbergasted, bamboozled. I try to explain. It's yellow. It's just the black lights. But she's not having it. She threatens to make me leave if I don't go voluntarily. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't fly overseas to be kicked out of a wedding over a lighting mishap. So I stand my ground. I explain again, calmly but firmly, that I'm here to celebrate my friend, that the dress is yellow, and that I won't be leaving early. The conversation is tense, but there's no shouting, no swearing, just good old-fashioned passive-aggressive wedding drama. Eventually, she storms off, but not before making a beeline for the groom, pointing at me like I'm some kind of yellow-dressed demon. The groom's reaction? He shrugs and keeps dancing. My hero. You'd think that would be the end of it, right? Wrong. The next morning, at breakfast, a different friend approaches me. Apparently, news travels fast in the world of wedding drama. This friend tells me that I should have left when asked because I made people uncomfortable. According to them, I made it about me partying rather than respecting wedding etiquette. Now I'm sitting there, fork halfway to my mouth, wondering if I've entered some kind of parallel universe. Since when does not leaving a wedding early equate to making it all about me? And more importantly, since when does wedding etiquette dictate that you must leave if your dress changes color under specific lighting conditions? So here I am, replaying the night over and over in my head. Should I have left? Was I wrong to stand my ground? I mean, let's break this down. I wore a yellow dress that was approved by everyone, including the bride. The dress only appeared white under black lights, which weren't on for most of the night. I explained the situation calmly and didn't cause a scene. The groom didn't seem bothered when told about it. I came from overseas specifically for this wedding. On the flip side, it apparently made some people uncomfortable. I was directly asked to leave by a member of the wedding party. There's apparently some unwritten rule about leaving if your dress magically changes color under specific lighting conditions. Who knew? I've been feeling embarrassed about this whole ordeal ever since. But the more I think about it, the more I wonder, am I really the one who should be embarrassed here? The verdict. Was I the fashion faux pas villain? Alright, folks, let's recap this yellow dress dilemma, shall we? We've got a yellow dress that turns white under black lights, an angry wedding party member, a shrugging groom, and a whole lot of confused wedding guests. It's like a sitcom episode gone wrong. Now, I'm no Emily Post, but I've got to say this whole situation seems a bit ridiculous. I mean, are we really at a point where we're policing dresses based on how they look under specialty lighting? What's next? No wearing green in case the couple decides to use a green screen for their photos? But here's the thing. Weddings are weird, emotional events. People get caught up in the smallest details. And while I stand by my decision not to leave, I can't help but wonder if there was a better way to handle it. Maybe I could have offered to wear a jacket, or stuck to the darker corners of the room, or perhaps I should have come prepared with a backup outfit in case of unexpected lighting situations. Note to self, add black, light-proof outfit to all future wedding packing lists. So what do you think? Was I the fashion faux pas villain of this wedding, or just an innocent victim of some unfortunately timed mood lighting? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever been in a similar situation? How would you have handled it? And hey, if you thought this story was wild, just wait until you hear about the time I accidentally wore the same dress as the mother of the bride. But that's a story for another video. If you enjoyed this wedding disaster story and want to hear more, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, in the world of weddings, there's never a shortage of drama. Until next time, this is your name, reminding you to always check your outfit under all possible lighting situations before attending a wedding. You never know when those tricky black lights might strike again. Stay fabulous, stay drama-free, and I'll see you in the next video.
An unexpected dad joke sparks family drama. Hey there, fellow YouTube family. You won't believe what happened to me the other day. Imagine this, a typical family grocery run, a hangry teenager, and one dad joke that turned our whole trip upside down. I thought I was being clever, just trying to lighten the mood. But apparently, my attempt at humor was about as welcome as a pineapple on a pizza. No offense to you pineapple pizza lovers out there. So, here's the million-dollar question. Am I wrong here for dropping the dad joke of the century? Stick around, and let's unpack this family feud together. Alright, let's set the stage for this comedy of errors. I'm your host, Dan the Dad Joke Man, and today we're diving into the treacherous waters of stepdad humor. That delicate balance between being funny and, stepping over the line. Meet the cast of our little drama. There's me, the stepdad with an arsenal of cheesy one-liners. My wife Jessica, the voice of reason, most of the time. My stepkid Madeline, a 15-year-old ball of teenage angst, and my son, who thankfully still laughs at my jokes. Now Madeline and I, we've got a complicated relationship. I've been in her life since she was a toddler, but lately, it's like living with a mini Gordon Ramsay. Everything I do is raw and disappointing. So, when my latest dad joke landed like a lead balloon, it got me thinking, am I the jerk here? Did I cross a line? Or is this just another day in the life of a dad, trying to navigate the minefield of teenage emotions? Buckle up, folks. We're about to dive into the great dad joke debate of the year. Now, let me give you some backstory on our little family sitcom. Madeline's been going through what I like to call her rebellion phase. The classic "you're not my real dad" routine. It's like living in a very special episode of a 90s family drama. Just the other day, she pulled the "you're not my dad" card after I grounded her for. Well, let's just say it involved a missed curfew and a suspicious lack of homework. I'll be honest, it stung a little. But hey, I get it. Being a teenager is tough. Being a teenager with a stepdad? That's like playing life on expert mode. Fast forward to our fateful grocery store trip. Visualize it. Fluorescent lights, squeaky cart wheels, and the sweet serenade of cleanup on aisle 4. Madeline, in true teenage fashion, announces to the world, or at least to the produce section, "I'm hungry. I need food." Now, I don't know if it was the sleep deprivation from our recent arguments or the intoxicating scent of the rotisserie chickens, but something in my dad brain short-circuited. And out came those fateful words, "Hi, hungry. I'm not your dad." Time seemed to stand still. My son erupted into laughter, nearly knocking over a stack of soup cans. Madeline, well, if looks could kill, I'd be 6 feet under the potato bin. And Jessica? Let's just say her reaction was less, "till death do us part," and more by "can't believe I married this man." "Dan," she said, in that tone that makes me feel like I'm the third child. Don't stoop to her level. So here we are, YouTube family. The great dad joke debate. Was I, A, a comic genius, deserving of my own Netflix special? B, A well-meaning stepdad trying to diffuse tension with humor? C. An insensitive jerk who needs to enroll in dad joke rehab? On the one hand, humor has always been my go-to method for handling tense situations. It's like my personal superpower, minus the cool costume and ability to fly. Plus, my son thought it was hilarious. And isn't laughter the best medicine? Unless you're actually sick, then please consult a real doctor, not a dad with a joke book. On the other hand, maybe I did cross a line. Madeline's feelings about her biological dad are complicated, and my joke might have hit a sore spot. But here's the thing. In our family, we've always used humor to connect. It's our love language, our way of saying, hey, I see you, I hear you, and I care about you. Even if it comes out as a groan-worthy pun. Being a stepdad is like trying to jump into a game of double dutch. You're always a little offbeat, never quite sure when to jump in. But I've found that laughter can be the rope that ties us all together. It's a way to show Madeline that, yeah, I may not be her biological dad, but I'm here. I'm present. I care. And sometimes, caring looks like making a really bad joke in the middle of Walmart. Alright, YouTube fam, we've laughed, we've cringed, we've contemplated the existential nature of dad jokes. So what's the verdict? Am I the jerk in this situation? The truth is, there's no easy answer. Family dynamics are complicated, especially in blended families. Sometimes we all step on each other's toes, or in my case, on each other's punchlines. But here's what I've learned. The power of humor in family life is real. It can break tension, create bonds, and yes, occasionally land you in the doghouse. So, maybe the real question isn't whether I'm the jerk, but how we can use humor to bring us closer together, even when we're driving each other nuts. Now it's your turn. Drop your best, or worst, dad jokes in the comments. Let's see if we can make the entire internet groan in unison. And hey, if you enjoyed this roller coaster of family drama and dad jokes, why not join our YouTube family? Hit that subscribe button for weekly doses of family shenanigans, parenting fails, and yes, more terrible puns. Next week, we're tackling another hot topic. AITA for pranking my kids? Trust me, you won't want to miss it. It involves a rubber chicken, 3 pounds of glitter, and a very angry homeowners association. Until then, remember, life's too short for bad jokes, but it's just long enough for dad jokes. This is Dan the Dad Joke Man, signing off.
Wedding drama? Friend or foe? Hey there, fellow drama enthusiasts. Buckle up because today we're diving headfirst into a wedding catastrophe that'll make your head spin faster than a bride after too much champagne. Picture this. You're asked to be a bridesmaid for your bestie of 10 years, but there's just one teensy-weensy problem. Her fiancé is about as charming as a pet rock with an attitude problem. Intrigued? Well, stick around, because this friendship is about to hit more turbulence than a budget airline during storm season. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl here, back with another slice of life that's messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. Today we're talking about a situation that's got me more twisted than a pretzel at a yoga convention. So gather round, my drama llamas, because I've got a doozy for you. Imagine you're me, a 25-year-old gal just trying to live her best life. I've got this ride-or-die bestie, let's call her Rhonda, not her real name, but hey, a girl's gotta protect the not-so-innocent. We've been tighter than skinny jeans on a humid day for over a decade. Now Rhonda drops the big news, she's getting hitched. Cue the confetti cannons and pop the bubbly, right? Well, hold on to your fascinator, folks, because there's a plot twist. Enter Frank, the fiancé. Let's just say if charm were currency, this guy would be flat broke. So here I am, caught between a rock and a hard place, or should I say, between a bride and a brick wall. Rhonda's asked me to be her bridesmaid, but the thought of spending her big day with Frank has me breaking out in hives faster than you can say, I do. Today's burning question. Am I wrong here for telling my friend I don't want to be in her wedding party because I'm not comfortable with her fiancé? Stick around, because we're about to unpack this disaster faster than a canceled destination wedding. Envision it. 2 awkward teens bonding over their mutual love for boy bands and their inability to talk to their crushes without turning into human tomatoes. That was me and Rhonda 10 years ago. We've been through it all together. Bad breakups, worse haircuts, and that one time we thought it was a good idea to bleach our own eyebrows. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. We've been each other's rocks, shoulders to cry on, and partners in crime. I'm talking friendship goals that would make even the cast of Friends jealous. So when Rhonda called me, squealing about her engagement, I was ready to go full Monica Geller and start planning the heck out of this wedding. Enter the villain, Frank the fiancé. That jerk. But then, I met Frank. Now, I'm not saying he's the worst person ever, but if there was a competition for most likely to make you want to fake your own death to avoid social interaction, he'd win the gold medal, silver medal, and the participation trophy. Every time I'm around Frank, I feel like I'm stuck in a bad sitcom where the laugh track is just uncomfortable silence. He's got this special talent for making sarcastic comments that make you question if you've somehow offended him in a past life. And let me tell you, I've overheard him talking about me behind my back, calling me weird. Excuse me, Frank, but weird is my brand, and I wear it proudly. The kicker? Rhonda seems oblivious to all of this. It's like she's wearing love goggles that filter out all of Frank's jerkiness. Either that, or she's secretly hoping he'll grow on me like a fungus. Newsflash, Rhonda, some fungi are toxic. So there I was, minding my own business when Rhonda hit me with the big question, will you be my bridesmaid? Now, in any other universe, I'd be all over that like sprinkles on a cupcake. But in this reality, the thought of being in the same wedding party as Frank made me want to RSVP. Sorry, I'll be washing my hair for the next 6 months. I mean, can you imagine? There I'd be trying to smile for photos while Frank's in the background, probably making faces that would turn Medusa to stone. And don't even get me started on the speeches. I'd rather eat a bowl of live crickets than listen to Frank's best man toast about how he tamed Rhonda or whatever caveman nonsense he'd spew. Now, here's where it gets really messy. I decided to do the mature thing and talk to Rhonda about it. I know. Communication in 2023? Groundbreaking. I sat her down and explained how I felt uncomfortable being in the wedding party because of the tension with Frank. Let me tell you, that conversation went about as smoothly as a cactus massage. Rhonda went from zero to bridezilla faster than you can say tool explosion. She accused me of making a mountain out of a molehill, said I was being selfish, and, brace yourselves, claimed I was ruining our friendship because I couldn't suck it up for her big day. Talk about a plot twist. I felt like I was in one of those reality TV shows where they suddenly reveal that everyone's been secretly replaced by drama-loving aliens. So now, here I am, stuck between a bouquet and a hard place. On one hand, Rhonda's my best friend, and I want to support her. On the other hand, the thought of pretending everything's peachy keen with Frank makes me want to book a one-way ticket to a deserted island. I can't help but wonder, am I being selfish? Should I just grin and bear it, even if it means gritting my teeth so hard I'll need emergency dental work? Or am I simply practicing some much-needed self-preservation? I mean, we're talking about hours of forced interaction with a guy who thinks I'm weirder than a $3 bill. Not to mention the countless pre-wedding events where I'd have to play nice. That's more acting than I did in my entire high school drama career. So my dear viewers, here we are at the million-dollar question. Am I wrong here? Am I the bad guy in this friendship rom-com gone wrong? Should I suck it up, put on that potentially hideous bridesmaid dress, and fake smile my way through this wedding? Or am I justified in wanting to sit this one out? Is it okay to prioritize my own comfort over my friend's big day? And most importantly, how did I end up in a situation that sounds like the plot of a Hallmark movie gone horribly wrong? All right, folks, let's wrap this wedding wrap up. We've journeyed through the treacherous waters of friendship, dodged the cannonballs of an unfriendly fiancé, and narrowly escaped the jaws of bridezilla. But the adventure isn't over yet. To recap our dilemma, your girl here is caught between being a supportive bestie and avoiding a fiancé who's about as pleasant as a root canal without anesthesia. The friendship's on thin ice, and I'm wondering if I should strap on my skates or head for warmer climates. Now, I've shared my take, but I want to hear from you. What would you do in this situation? Would you suck it up and risk death by 1,000 paper cuts from the wedding invitations? Or would you bow out gracefully and risk the friendship? Here's your audience engagement challenge, my lovely viewers. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you team bridesmaid or team bow out? Have you ever been in a similar situation? Share your stories. The more dramatic, the better. And hey, if you enjoyed this roller coaster of wedding drama, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, with friends like mine, there's plenty more where this came from. Who knows? Maybe next time we'll be discussing how I accidentally set fire to the wedding cake or eloped with the ring bearer's goldfish. Until next time, keep it weird, keep it wonderful, and remember, sometimes being a good friend means knowing when to say I don't to I do.
Jealous mom versus girlfriend. The wrestling match showdown. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Family Feuds and Faux Pas. I'm your host, Dad the Accidental Referee, and boy, do I have a story for you today. Picture this, teenage drama, a protective mom's meltdown, and yours truly caught in the crossfire with a controversial take. Buckle up, folks, because this match is about to get wild. Welcome to the Family Drama Olympics. In this corner, weighing in with years of experience and a heart full of love, we have the overprotective mom. And in the opposite corner, the newcomer with youth on her side, the girlfriend. But wait, there's more. Stuck in the middle, trying not to get body slammed, it's me, your accidental referee. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dad, how did you end up in this mess? Well, my friends, grab your popcorn and get comfy, because this tale of teenage romance, maternal instincts gone wild, and my spectacular foot-in-mouth moment is about to unfold. Spoiler alert, I might be sleeping on the couch tonight. Wrestling with family drama, a hilarious take on overprotective parents. Setting the scene, teenage wrestlers' big day. Picture this, it's 6 a.m. on a Saturday. Normal people are sleeping, but not us. Oh no, we're up and at 'em for my son's wrestling tournament. Now my boy, let's call him Hercules, he's been grappling since he could crawl. This kid's got more moves than a chess grandmaster with a caffeine addiction. But today's tournament? It's special. Why, you ask? Because it's the debut of Hercules' girlfriend in the spectator stands. That's right, folks. Cupid decided to tag team with Hercules, and now we've got ourselves a love story worthy of a WWE subplot. The girlfriend's grand entrance, mom's worst nightmare. So there we are, bleary-eyed and caffeinated, when in walks the girlfriend. And let me tell you, my wife's face? It was like she'd just seen a ghost. If ghosts wore cute sundresses and brought homemade signs cheering for Hercules. I lean over to my wife and whisper, "Look, honey, isn't it sweet that she came to support him?" My wife's response, a grunt that would make a caveman proud. Oh boy, I thought, this is going to be a long day. Post-match shenanigans. Where's mommy's little boy? Now, normally after a match, Hercules has a routine. It's like a victory lap, but with more sweaty hugs. First stop, teammates. Check. Next up, coaches. Check. Then us, his loving parents. But today, plot twist. After getting some sage advice from his coach, our little Hercules beelines straight for, you guessed it, the girlfriend. And what does he do? He gives her a hug that would make a koala jealous. I'm thinking, young love. Meanwhile, my wife's grip on her seat could have crushed diamonds. Houston, we have a problem. The great comfort competition, mom versus girlfriend. But wait, there's more. In a shocking turn of events, Hercules accidentally injures another kid's knee. Now, in the past, this would be prime mom comfort time. But today, Hercules seeks solace in the arms of his girlfriend. I'm watching this unfold, thinking it's sweet. My wife, she's looking at this girl like she's Medusa trying to turn our son to stone with hugs. Dad's brilliant intervention, adding fuel to the fire. Now here's where I, your humble narrator, make my grand entrance into the Hall of Fame for boneheaded moves. My wife starts voicing her concerns, and I, in my infinite wisdom, decide to play peacemaker. Honey, I say, channeling my inner Dr. Phil, he's getting older. It's natural. Spoiler alert, this did not go well. My wife fires back. Why is she doing all that? And then, ladies and gentlemen, I utter the words that might get me nominated for Most Likely to Sleep on the Couch award. Are you jealous of her or something? Lay off and enjoy the day. The Cold War, mom's silent treatment tactics. And just like that, folks, World War III almost broke out in the middle of a high school gym. My wife, employing tactics that would make CIA operatives jealous, vanished faster than free samples at Costco. For the rest of the day, she perfected the art of dodging. And I don't mean wrestling moves. I'm talking Olympic-level avoidance here. I was starting to feel like I'd turned invisible. Was this karma for all those times I pretended not to hear when she asked me to take out the trash? The smackdown on helicopter parenting. Time to tap out? Alright folks, let's wrap up this wrestling match of emotions. In one corner, we have an overprotective mom struggling to let go. In the other, a girlfriend just trying to support her man. And in the middle, yours truly, realizing that sometimes keeping your mouth shut is the best move. But here's the thing, the real champion in all of this? Communication. Yeah, I know, not as exciting as a body slam, but hear me out. Maybe instead of assuming and accusing, we could have had an honest conversation. Novel concept, right? So what's the moral of this story? Well, for starters, never accuse your wife of being jealous of a teenager. Trust me on this one. But more importantly, it's about finding that balance between protecting our kids and letting them grow. To all the parents out there wrestling with letting go, remember, our kids growing up isn't a loss for us, it's a win for them. And isn't that what we've been training them for all along? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a couch to get acquainted with and an apology to craft. Wish me luck, folks. I might need all the help I can get. Before I go, don't forget to smash that like button harder than my son smashes his opponents on the mat. Subscribe for more family fiascos and parenting fails. And hey, drop a comment below. Am I wrong here, or just a dad trying his best? Let the debate begin. Until next time, this is Dad the Accidental Referee, signing off from the Family Drama Olympics. Remember, in the wrestling match of life, sometimes the best move is to tag out and let your kids take the lead. Peace out, YouTube.